Hey everyone, it's Chris again, and I am filming a video in the great outdoors. This is part 4, I think, part 4 for my One Direction video idea series. As I discussed in my last video, I want to open up a giant hotel slash casino resort in Vegas, similar to the Palms or Venetian or Luxor hotels. And I want there to be subtle One Direction themes throughout, like Nando's in the food court, color patterns and themes, and a mini museum dedicated to the boys. Like I said, I want the main skyscraper to be shaped like a teardrop or like a pine cone. The shopping mall that rests on the base is going to be shaped like the Bird's Nest Stadium from the Beijing 2008 Olympics. I want there to be about 6 stories, and there needs to be gardens and water parks on the premise. Probably about the size of a Six Flags whitewater park, and a replica beach with a wave pool. There also needs to be an amphitheater and concert hall on the side. Okay, that's just a recap of my other idea video, but the ideas that I want to present today are merchandising slash clothing line, spin-off bands, and music, like the songs and stuff. Just one second. Okay, so for the merchandising, I think that we need to definitely give fans the ability to collect as much merchandise as possible. I think we should pitch gift slash collectors gift baskets, and they need to include autographed posters, framed pictures that come already framed with maybe like a One Direction picture frame. It needs to have collectible items, stickers, wristbands, t-shirts, and of course a collectible book, like maybe their biography, and like a tour book with their tour pictures. And I think that there needs to be even One Direction dolls or something like that, something they can like have in the room. I'm talking about fans, of course. I think it needs to sell for about 150 to 200 bucks because it has like all of the essential One Direction stuff. Also, I think One Direction needs to launch a clothing line, not just graphic tees with pictures of the boys on them, but actual clothing that people are going to wear just as normal clothing, not as fan clothing. I think the clothing line should be similar to Aerie from American Eagle, or what's the other clothing store I forgot? I think Forever 21, I think that's it. Yeah, basically I think that there needs to be like a legitimate clothing line that has like real clothing designs, not just graphic tees with like fan stuff on them. I think it needs to include, of course, t-shirts, blouses, tank tops, of course bathing suits, flip-flops, pants, capris, you name it. And accessories too. But my other idea is a spin-off band. I forgot to mention that one. But I think in order to prolong and expand the band's life and brand and image, I think that we need to have spin-off bands. For example, I think we need to establish a 1DS, One Direction Spanish, or Espanol. I think the band needs to be based in South America and basically tour Mexico, Central and South America, probably mostly in Brazil, but I think it needs to, there needs to be 5 guys, of course, fluently Spanish speaking, preferably from either Mexico or South America. However, if they're American, that's fine too. But basically, all their songs are going to be in Spanish to appeal to the Spanish-speaking crowd. But I think that after the band decides to retire, I heard that they have a 5-year contract starting in 2012. So they're going to be in their mid-20s by the time that contract expires for like the record label. I believe I heard on Twitter that Josh Devine, the drummer, had a 5-year contract for touring with them. So that indicates that they're going to be around for another 5 years. I think after that time period, once the boys are in their mid-20s, possibly even late 20s, which is pretty old for a boy band, but of course they're going to mature with their music and with their fan base. But I think that there needs to be kind of like a replacement band, but not really replacement, but just a successor band to for the original band to pass the torch along to. I think we need to call them 1D2, One Direction 2, or One Direction 2.0. I think that we need to do an open casting call for basically performers and entertainers ages 13 to 20. I think we need to search the UK and America as well, and we need to include at least two boys of exotic background, like Asian, Hispanic, or possibly even African American. This will add more diversity to the group, and it would make for a more interesting mix. But I definitely think that we're not really replacing them. We're just passing the torch along, so that way there is a more relatable group for girls to idolize over. But my last suggestion is for the music. I think that Niall needs to be able to sing more, because he's arguably the most talented, because he not only plays guitar, but he also writes many of their songs. But I think that we definitely need to allow him to sing more and to give him more solo parts. But I also think that One Direction needs to write an anthem song similar to Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe. It needs to have a cult-like following and be able to last for at least 2 decades without getting old or boring. It needs to be really addictive, really catchy, similar to Wings by Little Mix, which is like the sister band for One Direction. But I think we need to incorporate one of those songs, and we also need to incorporate an electronic song, an electro song, kind of with a hip-hop feel, but I think that it needs to be able to be played in clubs, like nightclubs and stuff, and high school proms and homecomings, without people leaving the dance floor because it's a boy band. But I think it would be really nice if One Direction could move, not abandon pop, but to maybe add a little bit more of a hip-hop feel and influence. But I think that One Direction would really do well if they released like 3 or 4 hip-hop influenced songs, but also kept that pop sound that people love so much. Those are my ideas, and I hope you guys like them. Please share them with the One Direction fandom, and that's on Tumblr and Twitter. But also tweet me at ChrisHonster, H-O-N, and I hope you like this video. Bye. I am done.